Got another Object 416 game here, this one on Abbey. It's not really a spectacular game, but what it does demonstrate very well is just how much damage this tank can lay out when it's given the opportunity. So I'm going to do my usual thing and head west. You'll notice our AMX 50B is rushing up the middle, and Batchat is rushing up the valley. That is probably the two worst places you could possibly take a French tank. Even rushing up through to the Abbey would be less dangerous and less wasteful. SRB calls them out, and then they react very badly to being told they're fucking terrible. So the idea is to get to the west and try and take control of the hill before they get there, and maybe shoot across into town. I stopped to let my platoon mates and the ISU and the Conqueror all catch up to me, and oh look, a 50B charging at us. So I put a couple quick shots towards him. I want to get him out as quickly as possible. One thing I've learned is to, because I have this really bad habit of shooting 50Bs in the hole, forgetting that that's their strongest armor, I tend to just auto-aim them now, so it just prevents me from being able to shoot them in the hole, just shoots them straight with turret. Our illustrious friend here thinks that they should remove map pings and chat so you can't tell people what to do. I tell them maybe they shouldn't do stupid shit, and then immediately do stupid shit myself. Pay for it quite badly. So there's no way I can face off against a tier 9 heavy, a tier 8 heavy with a high alpha gun, and a tier 10 auto-loading heavy. I decide to wait for a minute. May or may not have been a function of the fact that I was typing. So that lets the IS-7 get out of the low road. He's now spotted up top, so it's safe for me to move in behind. I was taking a bit of a chance here. I was hoping they wouldn't have anything backstopping them. Thankfully they didn't. I drive up behind them and they are completely oblivious. I'm spotted, they just haven't noticed me yet. I start engaging the T-57 since he's the most dangerous target. Unfortunately I can't save my platoon mates, but I can put a lot of damage on these morons. So that's the tier 10 down. That's the IS-8 down. Here comes T-34. I just drive right behind him. He ignores me completely. Bumped him a bit too hard there. Didn't hit the brakes in time and knocked off my own hit points. Now, even though I'm behind his engine deck, he does still have the gun depression to hit me. So I'm only good for one shot from him, and there it is. Thankfully this thing has really high DPM and he appears to have a dead gun, or a dead load correction, or dead ammo rack. So I managed to kill him, but then the IS-7 charges at me. Now, I could have backed up and used the rock as a barrier and tried to dive into the middle. I probably wouldn't have survived anyway, he would have just picked over and shot me. So he comes up and shoots me after I get a shot into him. But in that short span of time, that's 4.5 minutes, and most of that time we weren't even firing at the enemy, I was able to do nearly 3,700 damage in a tier 8 tank in a tier 10 match. I wasn't shooting a huge amount of heat, I was mostly firing AP. I generally don't fire heat from my Object 416 unless there's something really heavily armoured I need it to punch through. I'd rather just flank things or shoot weak spots. It's a lot cheaper and it saves me having to worry about normalization. So you can see me just spectating the rest of our baddies as they finish off the game. The mythical creature in E100 that actually carries repair kits and uses them. And this game was an unfortunate case where a bad player had their terrible strategy reinforced. AMX 50B somehow was allowed to survive, pushing through the 6 line at the start of the match, and is still alive with 3 kills. He ended up with, I think, 4 kills, and quite a decent amount of damage, I guess. Maybe not spectacular for a tier 10 autoloader, but decent. Probably better than he gets most other tanks. Pure luck. I don't know how he wasn't killed. Anyone who pushes a fucking AMX 50B up the 6 line on this map really should be. So he gets a couple more shots into the bat chat, which then dives into cover, and the E5 goes for it. And that's that game done. So our team didn't play too poorly. They certainly didn't play well, leaving us unsupported in the West. They just played better than the enemy team. I'm not sure what happened with them, but their heavies just were oblivious. They allowed me to come up behind them and just unload on them. So it's not often you'll get a situation like that where an entire team is just ignoring you and you get to put out, you know, nearly over 3.5k damage, nearly 3700 damage, but when it does happen, this tank is fully capable of exploiting it. It's almost like if you took an ELC and stuck the T-54's gun on it and made it bigger.